Welcome to the backstage sessions here on the Very Irish Playlist, and I'm joined by an artist who's disarmingly good at being able to express what it's like to be human through her music. 2023 has become an incredibly productive and defining year for her, and she continues to etch her name in the minds and ears of the industry. Hot off the release of her debut EP, Touchwood, I'm joined by an artist whose magic is in the eyes. Two of them, to be precise. It's SISTIR, aka Aisling. How are you?
I'm good. Wow. Thank you for that introduction. Fantastic.
My pleasure. You've got a gleaming resume so far. And speaking of that resume, let's talk about 2023. 3 major single releases. As we said, fresh off an EP release. What has this year been like for you?
This year has been a whirlwind, but like a good whirlwind. It's been incredible. I took a career break with the intention of releasing music. Right. I've been writing music for years and working full time, and I just have never been able to do both properly. It's just been hard to juggle both things. And I took time this year to focus on releasing music. I kind of realized that I was going to have to do it myself. And it was a great learning experience. Like I learned so much, and I'm really grateful that I took this opportunity to do it. And it's gone very well. And also I got to, because I took a break from my job, I got to travel. So I ended up moving to Thailand.
Nice. What?
Yeah. I released all the music from Thailand, apart from the EP, because I had to come home. But we can talk about that in a bit. But yeah, going to Thailand and getting that space and freedom to focus on music and not have to work a full-time job and be in a new place and experience new things. I was just able to do it. It's mad. It's like I had a mental block for years about putting my music out there, and now I can do it, and it's not such a fear anymore. And I'm really, really happy to be able to continue to do this. And yeah, I guess it's been a big year for me, because it is the first year that I've just gone for it. I've wanted to do this for years, and I've been doing it just by myself. The music I made with James Locke and Andrew Glover, both. James used to be a guitarist of Key West. Yeah. Andrew Glover is still in Key West. We met on the festival circuit years ago when I was in a band called White Chalk, and me and James really hit it off, and we decided to write music together, and sure, the rest is history. So from a distance together.
That's unbelievable. I did not realize that. I mean, the old adage goes, don't quit your day job, but it's the people who nearly seem to put their heart and soul into it, like you, who are just like, no, this is a priority for me right now. That kind of lets you spread your wings. You're able to focus more, as you say, on what you want to do. And certainly the success is speaking for itself. If we could talk about your sound, there always seems to be this strong drive, like whether it's through your kick or your lyrics, or even in Touchwood, the addition of guitar riffs. How did you find your sound?
Wow, yeah, that's a good question. I guess that's like honestly the hardest question.
Sorry.
Like, I didn't even know what genre I was until this year when I was releasing, and I had to figure out what kind of playlist I should try and get on. So yeah. I've been influenced by so many different genres, and I actually, every time I write something, it sounds like it's a different genre to me. But there's always these like synths and guitars that just attract my ear. So I just trust what I want to hear in my head and then just let it come out. I mean, I think 80s kind of synth is definitely influence. Yeah. I really love 80s synth stuff. And then with Touchwood, I always knew it was going to be like a summer song, and it kind of gave me this kind of, I love this, like I'm no good. It's so funny because I'm a music teacher. I should have all the vocabulary when it comes to describing the sound that I want. I'm like what I've come up with is like ocean space.
Nice. Yeah. Very descriptive.
So like really wavy guitars, and then James is just like a pure I was gonna say magician on the guitar, and he came up with those riffs. And it was like that song, Touch Wood, was written in a night. And it was literally the first time we got together to write music. And this came out and we were like, wow, okay, this is something special. And it was written, could be going on 7 years now. Like it was a long time ago. When I first decided to go solo, and I wanted to have more of a sound than just piano or ukulele, because that's what I was playing at the time. And
Okay.
meeting James, and he knew how to produce music. I didn't. I hadn't started producing at all at that point. And yeah, it was just a great collaboration. So we continued from there for years at a distance, and eventually he was in Bristol and he invited me over. So on my summer off school, I went over there and we wrote two more of the tracks, In the Eyes and In a Lifetime, and that was yeah, really great. I mean, sometimes people just work really well together. I mean, James have worked on other projects as well separately. We did a music and dance residency project in Longford, where from my hometown, and yeah, we created a film, a dance film about sisterhood with my sister Orla McCarthy, who's a dancer. And like, yeah, he's just amazing person to work with, really talented. And he was on video at that time, wasn't even music.
All right. Wow. God, all these multi-talented people getting together and creating something beautiful in Longford as well. Let's go. Keep it in the backyard. Love to hear it.
Lover.
There seems to be a story behind every single thing. We said it in the introduction. You're very good at being able to express, just like being human, going through ups, downs, different things. If you don't mind, if we could rewind back to April when you release In the Eyes, your music very much wears your thoughts and emotions on its sleeve. And so In the Eyes was post a particular moment in your life, which then involved moving. And, it's very difficult to be able to express deep set emotions already through sound, and yet you backed it up visually with a music video. And so I wanted to ask you personally, what was it like suddenly representing it visually on top of what you had already done from such a personal aspect?
Wow, yeah, that's a great question. So the music, that all came out very naturally. It was just post a breakup, and I had just moved to Bristol. And I think it was the first couple of days of getting there, myself and James got into the studio and we wrote that. And the melody actually is pretty much the melody that I came up with in the improvised version of it. And then the lyrics just came flooding out. And when I say flooding, there were so many tears. I think I'd said it before, like that song is very healing, because there were so many things that I was thinking and feeling. And I just needed to get it down on paper. And I really got that through that song In the Eyes. When it comes to the visual side of it, Brian got on to me about, Brian's a film director I met in Ireland a few years ago, and he's followed my music career and he really likes my music. So he reached out when he heard Bridge and asked if I wanted a music video for any of my other songs. And I sent him In the Eyes, and he thought it was perfect for an idea that he had. So I actually gave him a lot of freedom with the music video. So although it's a representation of some things I felt, it also doesn't exactly copy the story. I kind of, I wanted to separate myself from the story, because although I'm very vulnerable in the music, I think if it went alongside what actually happened in my own life, that would have been maybe a bit too much. So I loved giving the creative freedom to Brian and his team, because they were putting this amazing music video together for me from a distance. Like I was in Thailand at the time.
Still in Thailand, wow.
Yeah. So he was busy making that music video. I didn't get to meet anyone who was involved, unfortunately. Maybe someday. But like it was absolutely incredible. Like it's a really fantastic music video, and it's won some awards since as well. So like that all kind of fell into place after the release of Bridge. And yeah, it was just really, it's funny, I haven't thought about that in a while because I've been so busy with Touch Wood.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems like everything, like that's the thing, like 2023 has just been, it's just been so continuous for you. And Fair juice. Like, honestly, Ashley, like, you are setting such a precedence for what can be done. Like, you are over seas and over mainlands of many different places, and you're creating music videos with a team who isn't even on the same, area as you. It's incredible to hear what you're being able to achieve. And so what is next? I mean, you've got the EP now in the back pocket. Obviously, you've been majorly focusing on that release, and no doubt will be continuing to focus on it. But what comes next for SISTIR?
So yeah, I think, getting this EP out was really important to me because I've never put out a body of work and I've always wanted to. It's been years in the making, and I just but when I moved to Thailand, I actually was, all I thought about it was, okay, I just need to make sure I release this. And I didn't think too much about how much energy I'd put into it, how well it would do. But it's done better than any of my expectations. And when I'm thinking in the future, so I'm going to go back to Thailand, because I love it there, and I feel like I still want to be there for a little bit longer. And also I've started playing music there. And yeah, my partner is over there as well at the minute.
So yeah, really, Thailand is the place to be right now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But my partner is also a producer. So we've been making music together, and I think going forward it's just making more music, and then, hopefully with more interest and more, more people following my journey, I'll eventually be able to come over here and play some live music. Because at the stage that I'm at now, I think it would be hard to go around the country and try and create I know what it's like. I've done it before with a band, and I would like to build more hype online. I mean, so much of what I can do is from a distance,
Definitely.
Social media is so important to the music industry these days, and your social presence. So I'm just going to keep building that and making more music. And that's the plan really going forward. And hopefully I'll be back maybe next summer for a gig or for festivals. That would be the dream, really.
Thank you so much for taking the time. No doubt we will hopefully have you here in the country to be able to feature you live, because your music is fantastic, and I think it's only a matter of time before it continues to grow into such a big following that we'll pay for the boat and the bus ourselves. It doesn't matter. No doubt we'll get you over here at some point. SISTIR, Aisling, thank you so much for taking... Yes, no, we'll go to Thailand. Way better idea. That's perfect. Sell it. Continue to sell it. Thank you so much, Aisling. We'll either see you here or in Thailand. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.